Okay, so it wasn't 100% prepared, so I got to finish chewing on this. Good and plenty. I don't know what it is, but I finished dinner and I always want something sweet. So I figure good and plenty is it's kind of somewhere in the middle between. Why are you shaking your head?
Black licorice isn't sweet.
It's not. It is sweet. Yeah.
Candy.
Okay, well, that's my first question of the day. Do you think that good and plenty is a waste of candy? Because it's not really black licorice. It's kind of black licorice flavored, but it's so yummy with the crunchy part on the outside. I like that, and I like jujubes and sort of wine gums, just little things that you can nibble on. Are you good with that, by the way, Case? So I was talking to you the last couple of days about my buddy Sean Miller, and I wanted to talk to you about the difference between his brain and my brain. I'm not talking about IQ. I'm not talking about creativity. I'm talking about the reasonably healthy brain and a brain that's struggling, because we see the world totally differently. It's amazing how, and Sean's aware of it, but all of the things that this illness that we all have experienced, or many of us have experienced, changes your entire view of the world. And it changes, it's like all of a sudden the stigma gets magnified 1,000 times when you're suffering, because you really do start to believe, oh my gosh, is this a real illness? Is this maybe something that I've kind of just magnified, and maybe it really does exist all in my head? And then when you're feeling pretty good, as I am today, I would say, well, absolutely 100% not. That is totally wrong. And there's a million ways to prove it. But when you're sick, for some reason, you believe all of the stories that are out there, all of the stigma lands in your head, and it just sits there. So you think to yourself, well, I don't know, like, is this my fault? I don't know. You know, does it really exist in my head? I don't know. Should I be looking for new treatments, or should I be, you know, perhaps just going back to my life and saying, okay, well, you know what? I'm going to suck it up and I'm going to go back. That's what we believe when we're sick, and it's so damaging. That's the time when we need the healthy brain, when we need somehow to feed our self-esteem because we're struggling so badly. But that's when the illness turns on us. It shapes our thinking, it gets in our brain, and it changes who we are. And it talks to us, and it tells us things like, this isn't a real illness. You're making this up. You've magnified it in your head. People don't buy this. You're a pain in the ass. All of that. But most of all, it's the basis for the illness that changes in our minds. And I heard it today in our conversation because as I have experienced too, there's this lingering doubt. Is this real? Am I making this up? Am I just weak because I have somehow allowed this make-believe illness to overcome me? So that's when you need people like me or other friends that have been through it. The friends that have not been through it are very difficult for them, because they will often say, you know what, yeah, you should go back to your life. You know what, you should go and do things, and maybe, just maybe you'll find your way out of this. So you need someone who's been through it, who's going to say, no, this is not your fault. This has nothing to do with you manufacturing this. This is an illness. You just can't prove it right now. But I know it's there. I know it's real. And what you have to do to get rid of it is not suck it up. What you have to do to get rid of it is treat it. So we had that discussion today, and it was really obvious to me that it was an important thing for me to share with you. The difference between this brain today and maybe your brain today. When you're thinking all of that business with the stigma, you start to believe it. SickNotWeak.com. 24 hours a day, 364 days a year. I let a little drama build up there, didn't I? And you're wondering, I know, what is that one day going to be? What is that one day going to be? Well, let me tell you. Cut.